Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second week of the Founders Invitational. Today, we have a very unique crew battle format. Each team will have 5 players and work their way through 5 best of 3s. Each individual match will earn their team 2 points toward their team score, and each player earns an additional 1 point for each stock remaining when they win. At the end of the match, the team with the most points will win. Our teams tonight will be RIT playing against Marist College, St. Peter's University, and Sienna College, and closing us will be Niagara University versus Kinesis College. My name is Matthew Toxic Gerbil Merrick, and for the series, I will be joined by Kevin Navik Dignan.
Yeah, hi everyone, and slight correction there on the script. RIT and Marist will not be playing tonight due to some technical difficulties, but hopefully we will see them playing next week. And right. I'm looking forward to today's game, Gerbil.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. We gotta remake the arena real quick.
Dude, that was unfortunate timing.
But yeah, we were literally about to start. Give me one second.
I am excited. I'm excited to see Sienna play. I'm excited to see St. Peter's play. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The standings overall is they are our top 2 seeds at the moment. We have St. Peter's being first and Sienna being second. Round 1 being a differential. St. Peter's having 1 more win in individual rounds over Sienna College. But so it's going to be interesting because this could seriously affect the standings coming into week 3. And also we could see Niagara and Canisius going in the Battle of the Bridges, which should be fun. Obviously there's a bit more competitive rivalry there.
Yeah, little inter-college rivalry is always very fun to look at.
Yeah. And so they're definitely going to be trying extra hard to prove which bridge is better.
The better bridge.
Yeah. And no, I'm looking forward to this. Player-wise, I am just very quickly trying to find out playing this week in what order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking into that too right now, trying to find out. But yeah, while we wait, did we see either of these 2 teams play last week?
We saw both of these teams play last week. They both won their games.
Okay.
Sienna College beat Marist College with a total of 5 points. It went to round 5. And St. Peter's beat Niagara University in a 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we did see both these teams play, and they both won their sets.
Great, so they're matched up against each other. Cool. All right, and the other one is Niagara and Kinesis. We did not see Kinesis, but we did see Niagara last week. All right, and it looks like we're getting into it.
Yeah, and these first players we will be having as soon as my we have
Sienna College's Jason versus St. Peter College's Lil Taze, I believe.
Yeah, and we saw Lil Taze play really well. I believe they came in second last week, right? And they were up against Mr. Paytonator. And I believe Lil Taze won both games with a single stock left.
He did, so they were close. He definitely had the advantage. He won both. In this game, he does start out at the disadvantage, though, against Jason's Young Link. Jason also winning both of his games last week. I don't remember if he played Young Link, though, but he might have.
No,
I guess I'm a boomer.
I think he played Breath of the Wild Link.
Oh, yeah, I think he might have, yeah.
Because he had some bomb tech, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. All right, well, he's switching it up. Interestingly enough, maybe he studied, maybe he watched some VODs and he expected a matchup. Maybe he's just feeling like this is a Young Link kind of week. Either way, it's definitely a Young Link kind of week so far, as he almost 0 to deaths. Lil Taze there, only taking 16%.
Yeah, I mean that's a great state to be in, and some good combos coming out at the moment. It's interesting, right? Because all 3 links, obviously, people know play very, very similarly, but there's slight differences that you can the skills overall do cross-pollinate, but there's the little niche bits where you have to individually learn them, and it's always fun seeing a link player understanding or having a good depth of all 3 of them.
Oh yeah, and we've seen Jason's pressure here be really good. A solid mix of projectiles and spaced aerials. We've seen him go in with a lot of back airs and forward airs, just like that, catching bad landings as Little Taze's K-Rool tries to find his way in. And already he took 20% on that second stock, looking set up for a really solid free stock to start his team off with a huge lead.
Yeah, I'm really liking the aggressive play coming out from Jason at the moment, right? He's hitting his combos, he's getting the setups that he's looking for, his bomb's timing, like the patience there is really, really good as well. Drops it, stops the recovery there, is going to manage to get the ledge hit. Good follow-up, the forwarder was good, looking for these bombs just to build up this damage to get his opposition in that kill percentage. Obviously at 137, he's already there, but you always want to build it up because it just becomes easier to deal that knockout blow.
Speaking of that knockout blow, 157% on Lil Taze, very close to kill percent. He's just sort of been at the ledge being edge guarded for this entire stock, just now getting center stage control back. Let's see if he's able to take the stock and stop one more point from being earned, or if it will be a 3 stock for Jason, and I think that'll do it.
Yeah, it's looking like that.
Solid 3 stock.
Yeah, that is a nice, clean 3 stock coming out from Jason from Sienna College there. And that's only the first round, because these are, of course, played in best of 3s.
Yep, so that's 3 points for Sienna College earned by Jason. And if he gets another 3 stock, he'll not only earn another 3 points, but and Sienna College could potentially start out 8-0.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good point advantage, right? 3 stock in your opposition immediately is
last week
really nice.
Last week, both teams that lost had 10 points. So if you get 8 points after the first round, you're potentially already there with a win.
Yeah, but you also, all it takes is the opposition does it the next game and gets 8 points.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely comebackable, but just I thought that was a little bit of an interesting stat we have so far. It's a low sample size for sure, but definitely interesting.
No, there was a lot we learned from last week overall. Because the point, I believe the largest point differential was 12 points when it came to the St. Peter's University versus Niagara University. And even then, they dropped a game. The very first game, it was looking really good for Niagara with DLS against Alderio. And DLS took it 3 stocks the first game, 1 stock the second game, and managed to score a 6-point lead straight off the bat.
But then St. Peter's University kind of swept through the last of it and had a really good win.
Yeah, well, they managed to get the next 4 games in, which obviously won them the set. But even then, when they lost 4 games, they still managed to net another 4 points.
Yeah.
So it's
got 2 stocks.
Yeah, so you can kind of gain points here and there, even if you don't win the set. And that's an interesting one. And yeah, looking over the Sienna College and Marist game, that was a very close game with a 15-point difference, and that really only came down to the end.
Oh yeah, no, the Sienna versus Marist, literally, that was the last game decided it. Yeah, it was as close as we could have asked for.
Mike against Mueller. It was an incredibly close game.
Yeah, and back to this match, we have the K-Rool versus Link matchup. Really rough for K-Rool, I'm pretty sure. It is hard for him to get in past all those projectiles. I might just want to see a character switch from Lil Taze, but I don't know if he has another character ready to bring out. And if he does, I'd like to see some more patient gameplay. K-Rool has a reflector. It's a risky option. It's very punishable, but in a matchup like that, you kind of have to go for it and get some value out of bouncing those projectiles back because you're so fat. It's going to be really hard to weave around them well.
Yeah, I do think this matchup is slightly Young Link's favor, but I feel like if K-Rool gets in and starts to be able to pull off K-Rool things, he can kill at a very low percentage because Young Link's so light.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty heavily favored for the Young Link player. I just don't think K-Rool's like that good of a character, but in the magic of Wi-Fi, anything is possible.
That is unbelievably true. I'm going to be honest with you.
K-Rool jumps up like 4 tiers when you're on Wi-Fi. It's him and DDD are the kings. It's unreal. But we do see a long time waiting here. I think it's just because they were deciding what stage to go to next. But it is Lil Taze not joining. He may be debating a character switch right now.
Yeah, And it looks like we're going to Smashville.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think we didn't see Smashville at all last week or 2 weeks ago.
I think it did get. I think Smashville did get banned every single game last week.
Yeah, banned or not gone to at the very least. I think there was literally 0 Smashville games, which is a shame. I think that central platform adds a really interesting dynamic that no other stage has.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those stages that, again, and I think this goes for a lot of stages overall anyway, is some characters become unbelievably good on it. And it's because Smashville is very unique in that way.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about Smash, actually, is that, like, the map you go to matters. Like, you look at any other 2D fighter, and the map is it's just cosmetic. It doesn't matter at all.
Well, and in
Mortal Kombat, like, it matters a little. Like, there's, like, some, like, hazards. It matters in Tekken, I think.
We do see, it does matter. It matters very much so in Tekken, but that's a whole different topic conversation. But yes, it very much so does. But we see a character switch off of King K. Rool to Yoshi.
I don't know if Yoshi's the pick, though. Yoshi has very similar problems getting around projectiles and swords that King K. Rool does. Yoshi does a lot better just because he's so much more mobile, but Yoshi doesn't have those, like, disjointed hitbox to really, like, beat out projectiles and swords and clank with things. So it makes it rough to get in, but it's definitely easier than when you're playing King Rool. That is for sure.
100%. And I think this matchup is a lot more evenly matched in general. Yoshi has some really good shenanigans on Smashville as well, so I wonder if that's specifically why we did see Little Taze pick this as his map and then include the character switch.
Yeah, probably. Yoshi's a really interesting character. He has the air mobility to really contest Young Link in the air, which is something that K. Rool can't do. So if Jason starts jumping around and getting a little bit too happy with that, it's really easy to just space an aerial and put it exactly where it has to be to punish him for it. And already we see it happening. Jason already at a higher percent than he was in game 1.
The entirety of game 1. And I really like what we're seeing out here from Little Taze, right? The spacing's really nice. Not too sure about that, but he is going to be able to recover. Yoshi, like you said, has some of the best air mobility in the entire game, right? Being able to keep that horizontal movement with the egg toss is really handy, especially if you get knocked upwards on the stage. And as long as he keeps spacing out here, good reads, good jumps, and then punishing it, and a great up tilt.
Up smash.
Oh, that was his smash, wasn't it? It's been a hot second.
Lil Taze getting first blood after not taking a single stock game 1. You have to imagine he feels really good about that one.
Yeah, and then a good retort, but already we did see Little Taze get 50%. So
Yoshi deals so much damage.
Yoshi does deal a lot of damage. You wouldn't think it, but he is a bit of a gremlin, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, I saw Lil Taze hit him twice, and you're like, oh yeah, 50% extra credit. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. 50%. Yeah,
it happened. We do see Jason though answering back here, starting to be able to get a bit more spacing, but Lil Taze is not giving him that much movement. I'd like to see more grabs into these shields.
I was actually about to say that. I don't think we've seen Lil Taze grab once in either of these games.
No, we definitely.
Yoshi's grab, definitely not great. It's not a good grab, and he doesn't have good follow-ups out of it, but it's sort of that thing where you have to go for the bad option just to make your opponent respect that it could happen, you know?
Yeah, well, you've got to make your opposition fear the option select, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because if they know that you're willing to go for a grab, then they need to second guess it. That was a really nice back air, though. Super good punish. And the follow-up with the forward air there is going to find the stock. This is a completely different game.
Yeah, Lil Taze, oh my, that's a peanut shield. Lil Taze going deep for that forward air is going to mean he has the stock advantage again. Looking solid to be able to take this game so far.
Yeah.
Keeping the lead both stocks.
All we need to see is, one forward smash is all it's going to take. I was going to say a dash attack probably also would have found it.
Yeah, probably. But Lil Taze with the percentage lead, with the momentum right now, looking poised to start racking up damage and possibly take game 2 here. Keep the set close.
These raw smashes coming out from Little Taze are so risky, but he just keeps getting the punish.
Yeah, he really does. I don't know if it's Reed, if it's Wi-Fi, but Yoshi's smashes are not very punishable. So he is a character where if you want to throw out those random smashes, it's definitely not the worst option because sometimes they really do just hit, like we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say more than sometimes. We're seeing them hit a lot here, and
Oh
the
my God,
priority at the moment is really working out for him in these moves. A good parry coming out. That's so unfortunate.
Oh my God, he flipped him?
He did.
That was the I'm trying to run away DI. That was the I'm holding straight to the left DI. Oh my God.
I'm trying to believe, but it just ain't working. Like, he tried to DI that.
That was such a Randy down smash, and it caught me off guard, and it definitely caught Jason off guard. He went flying into the blast zone, and that will be Lil Taze taking game 2. One stock remaining.
One stock. So it's 3-1. So if Little Taze can bring this back, even with a 1 stock, they'll have a 2-point, or no, they'll have a 1 point net total because it would put them up to 4 points. So for anybody that's not 100% familiar with the format, I will quickly run over it again. Every stock, we are playing effectively a crew battle with a bit more added on to try and make every single match count and be valid for the game, you know, because there's nothing worse, especially in crew battles, Gerbil, you might agree with me, where you get sat on the bench and your game just doesn't matter because your team is doing fantastic. It's a great feeling, but it's kind of a bittersweet moment. But the point of the match and the tournament rules at the moment is every single stock matters. So a stock at the end of a round is a point. Both of these players are playing best of 3, and whoever wins the best of 3 gets another 2 points. So that's the equivalent of 2 stocks. We'll go through this for each player in their team, so that's 5 best of 3s, and by the end of it, when all of the points are totaled up, that will be the winning score.
Yeah, good summary of the format. So far, we've only had a 2-game sample size, but both times, the team that has won more sets has been the team that also won in points, which is to be expected, but there are definitely cases where if one player has a really carry match and then the rest of their team drops some sets, it is actually possible for the team winning less sets to have the overall point victory if they have more decisive wins in their individual matches, their individual games.
They also need those losses to still probably take a round. Since you kind of need those 2 points from taking it to a third set, you kind of need a 2 stock to nullify the 2 points you get from winning. So you can't just lose. But we are going to Town and City with no character switches. We are going to see Yoshi versus Young Link, which I think surprises absolutely nobody that we don't see the Yoshi switch after how well that just played out.
Switched off Yoshi, he's crazy.
Yeah.
It worked so much better last time. This is definitely the way better pick for the matchup for him. And not to say that last game wasn't close, but it was just such a stark difference from game 1.
Yeah.
As both players not wanting to be the one to go in first.
I mean, I think both players definitely want to try and get this first hit here, and a really good read coming out from Jason, sorry, as a jab comes out. Managed to clear it up again. They've traded fairly evenly. The back air looking to make something happen, a Little Taze, but it does get punished. The back and forth at the moment, it's one hit then the other. Okay, they're both forward air through each other.
Yeah, a little bit of a Dragon Ball Z moment, you know, just swinging through the opponent.
Yeah. It happens sometimes.
Oh, that was almost the up smash of the set.
It almost
so good.
But you know what? Jason said not today. I am going to punish that as we... Oh, okay. Lil Tae's going in a little bit at the moment, trying to get that percentile a bit more evened out at the moment. The lead is in Jason's hand. Really, really good bomb there. Worked out for him. And again, another one. He's just hitting these consistently.
Yeah, a really solid lead for Jason here. Up 60%. Puts Yoshi solidly in kill percent as he's going to have to get edge guarded here. Or maybe not, because it's Yoshi and he just takes center stage from the blast zone.
That's Yoshi though, and then he's going to punish him with that up smash, finding the first dog. 179. He is in rage as well now, so if he just wow.
Okay, he's dead.
Okay.
What a Chad down air. I cannot believe he went for that.
You know who believed in it though? Lil Taze believed in it, and it worked out for him. He got 15% out of that, and he said, you know what? I'll take the 15%.
Yeah, he's like 50%, but he'll also take 55% after. So still in the disadvantage as these 2-second stocks start up. But it is still a really close game so far, and he was able to take the first stock from behind last time.
Yeah, Jason making use of that platform, getting a bit of a forward air laddered combo. I think that's netted him about 36%.
It's a lot of percent. Everything in this game hits so hard. But a really solid lead building, 40%. That's about the lead that Jason had when he died in the first stock. So, but that
down air coming out there, punishing Lil Taze there, trying to throw the egg. Didn't work out for him. And oh my goodness, wow, into the up smash. I mean, it's always a bit dicey when you get that low and you're still an egg.
Oh yeah, it's dicey, but Link has enough vertical recovery. He makes it back just fine.
Yeah.
But 122, barely taking any extra credit. Only 20. I shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, as soon as you say Caster's Curse,
a lot of extra credit now.
Caster's Curse is definitely a thing, as we see some good damage. Oh, the spike coming out. If only they weren't on the platform.
Yeah, oh man, that would have been a disgusting spike. But a really, really solid percent lead being built up. Huge extra credit for Jason here. Even if Lil Taze gets the stock, it's going to be so hard. And that forward air, not going to kill, but the next one might start looking like it will.
Yeah, that was a good DI coming out from Lil Taze. And you say, like, even if he doesn't set the stock, it's still a point overall, right? Oh, no. Are we having a...
I think there's a disconnect here.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that. Thank you, base Nintendo.
No contest.
As we will very, very quickly be cutting to a quick break as we get this resolved.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're sorry about that little break for technical difficulties, but we've sorted out. The ruling has been we have decided to award Sienna College's Jason the victory for the game that was disconnected from. He had 2 stocks, and St. Peter's University's Lil Taze had 1 stock left. So we have decided to give Sienna 2 points for their 2 stocks, and St. Peter's 1 point for their 1 stock remaining. And Sienna College walks away with the match victory overall.
Yeah, and now getting into the second set of today, we do have Aiden from Sienna College on Me Swordfighter playing against St. Peter University's Chagus on Lucas.
Me Swordfighter, a character we've been seeing a lot of that I really wasn't expecting. We've been seeing him in the high school matches a bit, and we saw him last week too. A really powerful character with the side B to up B kill confirm. Actually, I think it's neutral B to up B kill confirm. The tornado, I'm pretty sure it's neutral B. It's my bad there. It's an incredibly powerful confirm. Either way, it kills very early. It's very easy to set up into. It is a really lenient timing window, and it's brought a lot of attention to how strong this character can be.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those weird things where we can't tell you the exact matchup chance, right? Because Me Swordfighter has a variety of moves and setups, and I just don't have the matchup knowledge against, like, Lucas and Me Swordfighter is such a weird matchup. But at the moment, we are seeing the lead being pulled away towards Me Swordfighter's favor here.
Yeah, Jean dying very early there. Probably trying to DI away from the combo, not thinking he would die, but he just goes straight into the blast zone there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Aiden doing a really good job here. We are seeing Jean getting some good punish. Oh, okay. The neutral. See, Lucas is one. That was a good. Oh, okay. Getting him into the threat grab. Going for the PK free release there a little bit too early here. I really, really like Lucas's edge guard.
Lucas's edge guard is really cool. He definitely doesn't have like the best.
You know what though? The man has projectiles.
Oh my god, what a call out.
He saw, he came, and he conquered. I mean, that worked out for him really, really well. Really like what we're seeing.
He took any extra credit, too.
Out of Gene. A lot of good throws there, getting some good hits. Now evened it out. I mean, he's going... Lucas has got a really good grab, right? And I think that's underestimated because it is a disjointed hitbox grab. Is he going to be able to get it? He is. Okay, good. Into the Nado, though. Okay, neutral air coming out. Good pressure coming out. There's a 30%. Okay, well, as soon as I said that, he doesn't reduce. PK Ice definitely not the move for the matchup, I don't think. It's too slow.
Probably not, yeah. It's a very slow, very punishable move. If you're at like that really far spacing, it can apply a lot of scary pressure, but when you're mid-range like that, it's probably a missing. Like, you don't want to be throwing this out there.
Have we seen if Aiden has used the counter or the shine on his down B?
I don't think we have. Oh, that was a cheeky reflect with the forward smash, though. From Lucas.
Yeah, okay, the PK5 coming out, getting hit by the tornado as he tried to recover, though. 25%, it's really anybody's game, right? They both can kill at this percentage. A grab from Lucas will 100% find that stock.
Or a down smash, catching him holding onto that ledge for a couple frames too long.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes you just have to call your opponent out like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to know they're scared and they're just going to hold on.
Gene has the stock lead for the first time this set.
He does, but it might get even up here. Edgeguard situation.
Yeah, he's just got to try. Okay, and he does go for the commit there. The PK, and that's going to be the SD.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate.
An incredibly unfortunate SD for Aiden. It means that it will be a 2-stock for Gene game 1.
Yeah,
Taking the score up to 7-4 now overall.
It's interesting, right? Because I'm not sure what Aiden was going for there. Because if he had committed to that, found the stock, he still wouldn't have been able to recover, right? Because he couldn't
fast fall. He accidentally fast fell.
Yeah, yeah. That's so unfortunate.
If he didn't fast fall, he probably kills because if he doesn't fast fall, Gene probably stays inside the forward air and he'll be able to double jump and make it back. So that's just really unfortunate by Aiden, but it's one of those things that you sort of have to accept. It happens sometimes. You make big technical errors, but you kind of just have to keep playing and move through it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he'll be able to recover mentally as we get into game 2. Both players just selecting their stages.
It is to be interesting. I am curious to see what they end up going towards, right? Or if we see a character switch as well. Do we see... I don't think we saw a character switch off Aiden. I think he stayed on Mii Swordfighter the entire time.
I think both these players stayed on their characters the entire time last week, so I'm not expecting a character switch to come out, but it's definitely possible. We can see if it happens.
Because we did have a Lucas and a... Did Lil Tay... no. Was it AMPC? Was it AMPC on Niagara that was a Lucas player?
Maybe.
It was... No, it couldn't have been, because that was the matchup that Gene was playing against.
Yeah.
It may have been Mr. Paytonator against Little Taze, and that's why I thought Little Taze was the Lucas.
Maybe, but...
But there is definitely two... We should see 2 Lucas players today.
Yeah, I think so. I think we will. One of them might have been from Marist, though, and Marist is not going to be playing, so... Maybe, potentially not 2 Lucases, but we'll see. The bans do come through. We're going to be getting into the game pretty soon here. I don't really think characters were the problem, though. I feel like that was just sort of the matchup. Or not the matchup, that was sort of the players. It was an unfortunate SD, but barring that, it was a really close game the whole time. So I don't think that Aiden should really get into his head too much and think about switching characters. And I don't think that Gene should really worry about the matchup either. And he should just focus on keeping doing what he was doing to win in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's what you can keep doing, right? Is chugging along.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Pokemon Stadium 2 will be the selected stage, so we're just going to have both players pick that, and we'll get into the next match pretty quickly here.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, I'm curious to see, because I still don't think we saw Aiden do his down B. I don't think we know if it's the counter or the shine.
Yeah, I actually have no clue. But can you imagine if he just has a million prepared sword fighters and he counter picks which down B he wants to have?
That would be Galaxy Brain, because we are playing double blind picks. That's completely legal.
Yeah.
So that'd be That would be really, really interesting, as I believe we had another disconnect.
Yeah.
So,
Unfortunate connection from one of these colleges, or both potentially. Nintendo Online not known as being the greatest online around, so
yeah, it is unfortunate. It doesn't always work, but hopefully we should be hearing back from them momentarily here, and we'll give you an update as soon as we can. But until then, we will hop to a quick break once again. Thank you all for tuning in to the EGF Collegiate Founders Invitational, and we will be back with you momentarily.
welcome back everybody. Sorry for another little round of technical issues. We have Sienna College connected back in. We're going to get back into it in a second. Reminder, we are going to be going to Pokemon Stadium 2. That was the stage selected.
Yeah, PS2 is I personally think it's the most balanced stage in the game. But
I don't know. I think it's really big. I think it's really big.
yeah,
I
I can
think it
see
gives
it.
a lot of advantage to some campier characters who can kind of just run away, but oh well.
I guess the easiest option would be Battlefield, is probably the fairest, but even then I feel like
Yeah,
that
it's really
enables a
hard
lot
in
of
this game.
shenanigans.
Yeah, triplats are kind of weird. I feel like in this game, there's not really one stage that's kind of just like the generalist in the way that you had Smashville and Smash 4 as, but
Yeah, there's no neutral stage in that sense.
did that
But,
Chakram just jab lock? Can you do that? That's crazy.
That might be a thing that Lucas can do. Oh, okay, the forward air. Lucas's forward air is interesting. It looks a little laggy, but I don't actually think it is in practice.
No, I don't think so either. Lucas's there is something I'd like to see more of in this matchup.
Yeah.
It's really good for contesting the sword and poking out with that little bit of a hitbox. It doesn't do a lot of percent, but just denies a lot of spacing options from your opponent.
Yeah, and if anybody was just tuning in and unsure who's playing at the moment, we do have Sienna College's Aiden playing against St. Peter University's Jean on.
And this game, like last game, incredibly close so far. Barely any percent, like one combo of percent separating the two players.
Yeah, Aiden looking to try and close it out and gain that advantage. And I'm really liking Jean's playstyle, right? Of not being afraid to jump off stage and say, all right, if you want to get in at me with the swordy gameplay, you're going to have to come and jump off.
Oh, holding down past the ledge. Gonna catch Jean really, really off guard and kill him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a good read. I'm unsure if that was just like an attempt, or because he has done it every time, so he might just be trying to bait it out and got lucky that time, or if that was a really good read.
Safe.
It is really safe. It's a really good recovery.
Oh yeah, it's something that you can't. It's less of a read and more of an option coverage thing, where like the worst case scenario is you recovers and it's like whatever.
And
now
is a 2-stock lead.
Blowing up now.
Yeah. I mean,
that was like basically a 0 to death, right? Did Jean touch Aiden?
I think maybe he got one jab.
Yeah, but oh my god.
Oh my goodness, the pogo
combo.
stick is coming out in reverse.
This game looking completely different from Game 1. Game 1 really close the whole time and an unfortunate SD. And this game, Jean is getting dominated.
And we still have no idea what Aiden's down B is. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
That man has
really cool character.
Yeah, that man has not touched that button. He is waiting for that clutch situation to surprise his opposition as they both go for the recovery. Lucas managed to get over it, go for the ledge, getting the invulnerability. A good grab. That grab looked real jank.
And remember, with our format, it's really important that Jean is able to take the stock here.
And if he isn't, that is going to be 3 points going towards Sienna College. It's putting them up to 10 points.
Yeah, a really big free stock to get. As Jean was starting to try and close the gap, he earns more points for his team than Jean earned for his in that first game. Gonna really help out Sienna College to maintain their lead here as we go into game 3, playing for those 2 match win points.
So if we see Jean get a 3-stock here, he would take the win, which would put St. Peter's up to 9 points. So, yeah. So they could really, really close this lead here very, very easily if they manage to win this game.
Possible.
Yeah, 100%.
But we'll have to see if they're able to. If game 3 looks like that, Sienna College is going to be incredibly happy.
Yeah, I mean, Sienna College definitely doesn't complain, and I don't think St. Peter's is going to complain if we see Gene 3 stock his opposition, as they are now going to select their maps once again. Where do you think we end up? Since we saw Sienna pick PS2, what do you think the counter pick stage is for Lucas in this situation, Jebel?
For Lucas, I don't know. I feel like this is a matchup where the stage isn't that important. I feel like you probably don't want to go to a triplat, just given that little bit of ladder pogo combo we saw at the end of that last game. It makes triplats pretty scary. So you want to get those out of there, but after that, I feel like both these characters have fairly similar goals, so the stage doesn't actually matter all that much.
Is this the Yoshi's Island map pick? I really, we could say it's not. It's Kalos. It's Kalos. But I had a dream.
My favorite stage, as a New Englander, we love Kalos.
Yeah, it's a really popular stage over in your scene, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And Kalos, I love the stage. It's so pretty. It's so cool. It's like Final Destination with a little bit of spice, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like you just put a little bit of spice on it. I could agree with that. But yeah, you New Englanders really enjoy Kalos.
Yeah, we got Light. If Light's ever not on Kalos and it was his counter pick, it's actually like it's not Light. It's an alien.
It's an alien.
Yeah, Light always goes Kalos.
And again, coming out with these up-airs, they're really working out already. Oh my goodness, Gene is put into such a position. Is he going to be able to get the recovery here? Hit into the Nado. Okay, he manages to get his foot in now. The PK Fire coming out. Good shield, going for the roll. Hey.
This is why we like Kalos. Walls make recovery sick.
They do.
Gene bounced off the wall to get another update.
And it worked out for him really well. But the zoning that we're seeing from Aiden at the moment is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah, no, a really great recovery, but a great recovery doesn't make you win the game. It just makes you not lose the game. And Gene is still very behind right now.
Good shield into the neutral. Gets the parry timing down into that up B. Is going to find the connect. I mean, that's going to be a stock up. Aiden's only on 50%.
Yeah, a very big lead. We're probably going to see a lot of extra credit being built here, unless Gene is able to pull off some miracle combo. But Lucas is not one of those characters that's known for getting those 0 to death combos. He plays a much slower, grindier game typically.
Yeah, and every stock matters here for both teams, right? Because, and even more so for St. Peter's, because if they lose another stock, a good DI coming out from Gene as he tries to get this recovery. All right, manages to get it. The neutral ware's coming out, getting some good damage, but he needs to find something big. Because if he keeps just landing on top of his opposition and into those down Bs, he's just going to get stopped.
Oh yeah, we see Gene really not respecting Aiden's shield, and we see him getting so many up out of shield punishes for it. You just have to space your things better into a character with such a strong out of shield option. And you see it working out really well for Aiden, being able to get those punishes. Another 3-stock potential here for him.
Back throw coming out. I mean, Gene's great if he finds one stock, right? Because even though his opposition would be getting, you're still reducing a point from your opposition, right?
Oh yeah, every single stock counts in this format.
Yeah, so it benefits your team massively. Obviously, Gene wanted to come in here and win this round, but every stock he gets helps his team further down the line.
Oh yeah, every stock you get off is really important, but every stock you win is also really important, and that's going to be 4 more points going over to Sienna College. 2-stock victory, taking the match, puts them up 14-4 over St. Peter's College.
A massive lead, but that could all change, Gerbil, coming into Game 3 as we get our next lot of players in. We could see a massive upset if we see a 3-0 coming out from St. Peter's now.
Oh yeah, we're only 2 games in, right? So if St. Peter's has similar 2 games for themselves, match 5 will be what's important.
Yeah. And we do have Mike for Sienna College coming in, and Sho, who I believe is the team captain for St. Peter's University, coming in. So this should be interesting, right? Having your captain who, and we touched base on this a little bit last week. Having your captain dead in the center is really, really interesting because presumably they're your best player.
Presumably, yeah.
Presumably, right? Maybe they're just the best at coordinating and you end up having them as captain. But presumably you'd expect your captain to be at least in a very good spot.
Yeah, you want your captain to be a good player. You want him to be like the head, inspiring the rest of the team to go forward. So definitely an interesting position. Typically, you see best players as sort of like fourth or fifth as an anchor for the potential comeback, but maybe it's going to be a momentum swing type thing. Maybe Show just really pops off here, inspires St. Peter's to go on and win the next 2 games. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, and we will be hopping to a quick break as we switch our players over and get all of that sorted. We hope you're all having a good time, and we will be back with you momentarily.
All right, we are back for Sienna College's Mike versus St. Peter's University's Show. Show playing Lucina. He won not decisively, but fairly solidly last week up against Flubber from Niagara University. And Mike for Sienna College, their team captain, actually, he played anchor, yeah.
He played anchor a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he barely won his match. That was incredibly close.
So I wonder, I do wonder if Sienna saw that St. Peter's were running their captain in third from last week and made that switch up for this week. Because for anybody that doesn't know, the players pre-lock in their roster. So our TOs are informed these players will play in these positions, and they are locked in before the players get to see who they're playing against.
Yeah, no, definitely some really interesting studying and mind game potential there for lining up which picks you have where. And if I remember right from last week, Mike was a Squirtle player, right? He really liked playing Squirtle, didn't he? Or am I wrong?
No, Mike was the one that... No. We had 2 Pokemon trainers. Mike was
really
the one that...
Sorry to interrupt you.
Mike was the one that didn't
really
touch Squirtle.
Oh, okay.
Mike was really, really good on Ivysaur and found some fantastic kills on Charizard because he was up to like 200% and just kept using Side B because you don't care at that point.
Yeah, what are you going to do, take more percent?
You're already in kill you're already in kill percentage. You might as well use that rage to your advantage with a massive kill move.
Yeah, and speaking of being in kill percent, Lucina Show here. Oh. Both players really playing the mind games there, jumping off the ledge and countering, but Mike just ready to grab it and chuck him into the blast zone. Only 46% extra credit being racked up. Almost just going to be nullified by a single combo from Mike's Ivysaur.
Yeah, and Ivysaur, I mean, Pokemon Trainer is one of those characters that I talk about quite a bit because I think they're a really interesting character because you need to learn 3 matchups. Right, and that's not an easy thing to do when every Pokemon trainer plays differently as well.
Oh yeah, no, this character is incredibly complex to play and to play against, so it's always really interesting. I'm glad they're a top tier. Like,
yeah, but they're a super expressive character, right? Because they're so complex and you have so many different play styles. It feels, for anybody that's familiar, I probably should use Dragon Ball as an example, but in the UK, I'm more known for like the Marvel scene and everything, right? And Pokemon Trainer always to me has felt like a Marvel character or a Marvel team because you have that three character nature and everybody plays them slightly differently and expresses it differently, and I really, really enjoy seeing that. Yeah,
no, Pokemon Trainer is a really good character. And while you were talking about that, Sienna's Mike did actually get a really good forward smash ledge trap read. And it has the advantage here for you. That flared lift shut me up. I cannot believe he just pressed it. Oh my god.
He pressed it, and you know what? You know what? He made it happen. 2 points. Going to Sienna College, putting them up a 12-point lead. At the moment, we are going to have to see some sweeps coming out in the next couple games from St. Peter's.
Yeah, I'll forgive Mike for not getting the dunk. That down air was still pretty sick, so. And it got the kill. It got there. Wow. Oh, wow. I can't talk. I can't explain what's happening because there's always something new, better that's happening.
It's you know what? It's some good gameplay. I'm appreciating this. As now they are going to move into counter picking, and I am curious to see where we end up. That's an unfortunate way to go, though. Getting like,
oh yeah, if I'm Lucina, I probably want to go to a more flat stage because your sword is really good at covering a lot of distance,
Do we see
but it's
Town and
not.
Sea? I'm gonna say Town and
Yeah,
Sea. I think
Town City.
I think I would go Town and City. I think in a lot of situations, right? Because it eliminates a lot of the and that's
Oh,
exactly where
there
we're
it is.
going.
Yep. Town City. Very interesting platform layout. Relatively flat a lot of the time, but then when the platforms are there, they're at these like really crazy heights. They don't offer a lot of like mobility options to either player. They're more for like fringe combo extensions, which means they are good for Lucina, who wants to be able to control space and keep their opponent to come from very predictable angles and abuse that big sword she has to keep them out. But it's a switch off of Pokemon Trainer and onto Wolf,
And
which
I
I think we saw
really
last time. Didn't he
I
switch to Wolf last time?
I think he did on game 3. No, there was only
Yeah.
2 games, wasn't there? No,
No,
there
there
was
was
3
three.
games. Yeah,
Mhm.
game 1 and 2 were Pokemon Trainer, and you went to Wolf game 3.
Yeah,
So bringing it out a little bit earlier now.
a little bit. Yeah, Wolf, a really interesting character. Not to discredit Wolf players, it's still a very skill-intensive character. But whenever you play against this character, it almost feels more like you're playing against yourself. You know, like Wolf is a really linear character relatively. He has very few options, but they're so good that you can know exactly what a Wolf is going to do, and you're still get hit by it. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, he's just got really
Oh.
good boxes, like overall, right? Like just his hitboxes and hurt boxes are very beneficial to the Wolf player, and managing to weave in his pistol whenever you can, I think is what differentiates like a bad Wolf player from a good Wolf player, right? Because you're being able to build in that little bit of extra damage every time.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
really big difference maker.
Spacing is super duper important on him, and a good Wolf player should be pretty. I mean, we are seeing some good spacing at the moment, so I can't really discredit this at all. But I do agree with you in the sense that Wolf can be pretty linear, but I feel like he does have quite a few option selects in a lot of situations, though, especially on Town and City with like you said, those kind of fringe platforms.
Yeah, Wolf has a lot of option selects, but he also has some of the best like just raw spacing punishes in the game where like no matter which Wolf you're playing against, if you miss a forward air, they just up smash, right? Like
Yeah, but
so, like,
it's just a really consistent and safe punish.
oh yeah, no. I mean as like how good of a character Wolf is. I don't mean
Yeah.
this is any like bad type thing. It's just like it's such a hard character to play against and so different from Pokemon Trainer that we see it is kind of shaking up Show here.
Yeah, Show getting again though, right? We do see getting a little bit too close to the edges here. Mike getting hit by Show's recovery every single time so far.
Yeah, not holding shield and waiting for it to snap to ledge, not respecting it quite enough. It's the percent adds up.
It does add up because now you're
His
one
down
combo from
smashes
kill
add up
percent.
too.
Now you are in kill percent. You know, so it does add up. But okay, good spacing coming out. Look for the okay.
Not quite
The
able
cross
to
up.
get the
There was a cross up attempt coming out from Mike there. Wasn't able to find it. Going for it again, but Show does read it. This is a very neutral heavy matchup, right? With Wolf
Oh yeah,
versus.
both these characters are really big neutral. Oh no.
Oh, well, that's extremely unfortunate. As Show manages to find that with not.
He was at like 100. It's not the worst estimate.
No, but you always want to get extra
NESD
credit,
is a
right?
badass. Yeah, NESD is a badass. Oh,
Yeah, a bit like that.
yeah, a little bit like that. NESD is a badass D.
Yeah, it's never fun to see. It's never fun to be, and that is going to be Sienna College taking it with one stock, and that's the set one, right? That was 2-0. So
Yep.
that's going to be taking up 3 points to 19 points.
Yeah, a very big difference. 4 to 19, but yeah.
Yes.
I guess 19 to 4. We have Sienna on the left, St. Peter's on the right? But
That is
a
correct.
very, very commanding lead. Is it possible for St. Peter's to get the comeback? It is. It's completely possible. You can get 8 points for each win potentially. So that's 16. Actually, that's not great math. In order for St. Peter's to get the comeback right now,
Yeah.
they would need 3 3-stocks and a 2 or 3 stock.
Yeah, they need a good amount here, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's
possible.
A very big disadvantage. It's possible in the most like hypothetical of terms, but there's always a time for it to happen, right? Like, no matter how improbable something is, there's always the chance.
Yes, and I think that's what makes this rule set, the format, so interesting, because Sienna College have won 3 of the 5 games so far. But if they have 2 awful games now, and St. Peter's just sweep it away, then they can bring it back. And I think that's an interesting format, because now those games for Rory and Nick on Sienna's side, and Fire God Duelist and Jazzy G on St. Peter's University, those games matter more now for St. Peter's than ever.
Yeah, no, every single game, every single stock is going to be critical for St. Peter's University going into these last 2 games here.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
And even if they do have some slip-ups, even if they're not able to make the comeback happen, any ties later on in the little tournament setup will be decided by who has better stock and game counts, I believe, overall. So even if you're not able to take the set, to take the match, it is important to play it out to get those tiebreaker points in case of any cases happening in the future.
Yeah, well, in the stock differential, at the moment, in the actual general standings, from the start of this week, so before this set was played, St. Peter's were up 7. They had a 12 stock differential against Niagara. So this at the moment is a massive blow to them, because they already had a net total of 7 difference
over Sienna College. Now Sienna's earning them right back potentially.
Yeah, 100%. Sienna College at the moment is now in a 13 stock lead?
Yeah, math is hard.
No, 9 stock. No. Can I do math? I cannot. It is 2 a.m. I really cannot do math at this time.
34 to 28 is...
Wait, what?
6? Or 26. 34 to 26, so that's 8 stock. Because Sienna has 15 from week 1, and then currently 19, which puts them at 34. St. Peter's got 22 the first week. And
okay, yes, that 100. Okay, that's where you were getting the stat from. My brain completely stopped. I was like, the difference is 12 to 5. Where are you getting 34 from?
Yeah, so in terms of total stocks taken between these 2 weeks so far, it's 34 to 26, which puts Sienna College currently 8 stocks total ahead of St. Peter's University and like overall grand standings.
And we are getting in to game 4 with Rory on Bowser and Fire God Duelist on Captain Falcon.
Yeah, very, very different characters for these 2 players here.
Yeah, I think every matchup we've had, they've been the equivalent weight class, haven't they? So far.
Oh, Ricardo went for it all.
Yeah, I mean...
And he did not get it all.
No, that was unfortunate for Ricardo there. Now a stock up already for Sienna College. I mean, 76% as well. Considering how quick that went, that was a really good attempt from Ricardo, but didn't quite make it. Going for the up B there. Ooh, okay, doesn't get punished. If that had went the opposite direction, that would have hurt.
Yeah, no, I said this last time though. Bowser basically starts to like negative. That was a sick dunk. Okay, I take it back.
I'm all about those dunks. Ricardo making it happen, getting a good grab at the moment. He's committing to it. Okay, he backs off. He goes, you know what? That backfired a little bit before. We got good damage in. We've equalized it. Now we're going to try and commit for it, try and build this lead out. But Bowser just did 2 punches to Falcon's like 6.
Yeah. No, I was literally about to make a point about how Bowser starts at like -% effectively, and how he's like not in kill percent until like 150, and you have to put in so much more work. But When you get a dunk like that, it doesn't really matter.
And when you get a reverse dunk like that, it
A reverse dunk, that's what up smashes are now?
yeah, that's what up smashes are. That was a disrespectful reverse dunk.
Yeah.
It just flowed.
Forward smash, even it straight back up. Captain Falcon, one of the characters who really is able to break through Bowser's pull.
Falcon's also a very combo-intensive character, right? You have a lot of shenanigans on him that you can really make happen, but also you punish. Oh my goodness!
He was at 70 from the other side of the stage. There's no way.
You know when we say Bowser's at -%? That's why we say Bowser starts at -%.
What was that forward smash?
He just roared that forward smash, and
there was no range.
He didn't need it.
70.
He didn't need it.
What do you mean Captain Falcon died? Okay, well, that is Rory taking game 1 with 1 stock over St. Peter's University.
Was that just really bad DI, or did Bowser just hit him that hard?
So.
There's no way Bowser hit him that hard, right? Like, there's no way.
There were no red sparks.
No, so that had to have been bad DI.
I think so, yeah, but even then, no amount of bad DI is gonna kill you that early, unless it's from a Bowser F smash. So it's a mix of both. And now that 1 stock going to Sienna College means that the best St. Peter's University can do is tie this set 20-20.
And St. Peter's are going to go to Final Destination. Which I think is the right pick.
I think so. What does Bowser do on Final Destination? Forward air a bunch? Maybe neutral B? Like,
I mean, apparently it should forward smash. That's all the work for you.
Forward smash and pray. Oh, unfortunately, praying not the best strategy when the other side has St. Peter for their team, but we'll have to see. But this is a good counter pick.
That forward air was about as fair and as functional as our caster math.
Caster math, yeah.
Like, jeez, that really happened. And look, this is what I'm saying, right? When I say that Falcon is a really intensive combo character, and you just saw him put in 61%, and there was nothing he could do out of it. He could have tried to air dodge, but that linked really well.
Yeah, Bowser's sitting around 0% right now. A very solid lead for Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo. Wow, that was a sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, the knee! Give him the knee, Ricardo. It's really starting to pattern. Not going to go for the dunk this time. Attempts it. Does get punished on that edge guard. Good follow-up. Oh, looking to try and get the up smash.
That was a
good grab.
Up smash.
Oh, alright, the up.
If there's one character in this game that can kill Bowser early, though, it's going to be Captain Falcon.
A bit like that. That's going to be Ricardo here, picking up a stock.
Really good back air.
96%. All it's going to take is 1 smash, and we will see this even out. Or maybe this. Good DI. Really good DI coming out from Ricardo.
And it looks like, unless a miracle like this happened from Ricardo.
Oh my goodness, that's it. That's it. And this is what I mean, right?
The stock dream lives.
Falcon can just gimp.
One more of those.
Falcon can gimp Bowser if he gets him far enough off the stage, and he has the combos to do it.
Yeah, but Ricardo, once again, not DIing well, means that St. Peter's University can now no longer win the match. They are playing just for overall stock count now, trying to keep that within a good range.
I mean, yeah, that is unfortunately. Oh, and that's gonna be game.
Melee?
I mean, and this is quick.
Melee?
We are playing Melee. You are watching Melee. It's the new graphics update.
What?
Yeah.
This is Melee HD. You just stomp Needham. All right, cool.
You know what? Melee HD, Nintendo, make it happen.
We already have it. We're playing it right now.
We're playing it right now? I'm into it.
All right. Can't wave dash, but close enough. And that will be a 2 stock from Ricardo, but unfortunately, just not enough points on his whole team to get there. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, I guess there isn't, is there? I was trying to think of some jank that they might be able to do, but the
Nope.
most that his teammate can score is 8 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if they're okay, well there. We might be cast mathing this, right?
Nope.
No, it's
They can get
19, isn't
5
it?
more
Yeah,
points.
the
Yep.
most optimal they could get is 19.
hmm Unfortunately, Sienna College has officially locked in the match. They are going to be 2-0 in total match score. St. Peter's University is going to be 1-0, but we are going to play out the rest of the games. As we said before, total game count and total stock count are both going to be relevant statistics potentially moving forward. And we want to give all the players a chance to play. And just watching as much Smash as possible is always great. So we are going to wait for the players to prep game 3.
Yeah, I am curious to see
And
where they go because it is Bowser's pick now. So,
Mhm.
do you go for something memey that kind of benefits you, like Lila, with the, or do you not? Do you just go straight and narrow?
I want to go to Yoshi's Island Melee. I want those small blast zones for Bowser. I don't really care about Triplats that much, but just the sooner my opponent dies, the better. That's what
Yeah,
I care about when
I,
I'm
I I
Bowser.
think I think that's what a Bowser player wants, right?
It is a double-edged sword in that it limits your survivability, but we did see a lot of stocks lost from Rory just from not being able to recover, right? He didn't die off the sides or the top all that often. He mostly died off the bottom. And close blast zones don't make you die less off the bottom.
No,
So,
they don't.
or they don't make you die more off the bottom, sorry. So, I think it's definitely a really solid counter pick.
Yeah, so yeah, that definitely could be the way to go. I am curious. We aren't seeing any updates on these pick and bans at the moment, so there's some interesting situations for this matchup, right? Because
hmm
close blast zones, like you said, is a really, really double-edged sword because Falcon can just carry you to them.
Yeah, you really can.
Like, he literally can just pick you up and
Mhm.
carry you with his feet
Like he's
all the way
Donkey
to the
Kong.
blast zone.
Yeah, it's double-edged, but it's sort of one of those like risk reward things where it benefits you more. So even though it's scary, I think it's definitely the right choice. It just is really scary to go to. So we do have a little bit of a delay. Just waiting for things to get sorted out here, but we'll keep you updated in just a second.
Yeah, we are seeing both the teams picking it out, yeah. Banning
Mhm.
Yoshi's Story and Kalos and going to Pokemon Stadium 2.
Not at all the stage I would have expected. In fact, the exact
That's
opposite
opposite.
of the stage I expected.
That's a
Um,
really big stage for Bowser.
yeah, I feel like you're just gonna get airplaned forever
Yeah,
and
no,
never get a chance to hit Captain Falcon.
I this
That's a
this
really
could,
weird counter pick.
maybe we're completely wrong, you know? Maybe
He's a
we're
Bowser player. He could know something I don't.
yeah, he is the Bowser player, but I definitely think we're in agreement where this stage is massive.
Yeah. How are you supposed to ever like hit Falcon, like run him down? He's so much faster than you.
Like,
He
he's
can
got,
just
yeah, no,
drag you
Falcon's got so much room to play with, but okay, at the moment, it's the first hit, grab, and here it goes, grab, it's the kick, again, follow it up, and then it'll try and commit with the knee, doesn't happen, there it is, going for the spike with the disrespect!
Oh,
But the SD!
he air dodged, yeah. He went for the spike, he didn't get it, and then he went for another one, and then air dodged and SD.
He's super committed for that.
Ricardo saying, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna go for the big plays, and that forward smash is a big play, evening up the stock count.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Ricardo making it happen, right? He knows that they can't get the exact amount of points at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So losing one stock to really commit to something for the memes, doing it once is fine, because if he wins, they're still getting 4 points, would take him to 10.
Yeah, no. You can definitely afford to throw away a few stocks, right? But you definitely don't. You don't love to see it, but definitely playing for a little bit more fun here. Now that there's a little bit less on the line.
Yeah, but at the moment, oh, the Falcon kick coming out, good punish. Ricardo looking to follow it up. The knee.
I can't
It's
believe
so
that knee
good.
is still out.
It's so good.
It's so good, yeah.
Alright,
and just like we said, we're seeing so much space being given to the Captain Falcon here. It's really hard for Bowser to get in and get these hits. And we can just see Captain Falcon extend his combos for so long.
Those platforms actually working against him, well, it benefited him there, but was actually working against him because they're allowing Bowser to drop onto them because he's such a big body, and I'm wondering if that was the idea behind it. Stay central stage.
Maybe.
So if they tried to carry him, he'd pretty much always land on the platforms and cancel the carry.
Oh, the command grab through the shield, almost killing there.
Yeah, good reads. Good reads coming out. He's gonna look for something. Oh, tries to wait for it again. Is gonna get punished and possibly, no, really good DI. Oh, the fast drop, but it does survive. That, oh, and that's gonna be it.
Falcon kick to kill.
Oh.
All right, 2 stocks going back to Ricardo.
Yeah, bringing them up to 10 points. So mathematically now, the only thing that we can see is if St. Peter's won 3-3 and got the 2, they'd get 8 points, bringing them to 18. So they mathematically can't win. However, if then in the next week we see Sienna drop their set and St. Peter's win theirs, they would be ahead again because of stock differential.
Yeah, currently Sienna, in terms of overall stock difference, is ahead by 3 stocks.
Yes. So if they can close it and get it to 14 points, it would give them the edge in stock differential, at least going into that next set.
Yeah. So even though this match is over, playing for the big brain, big game, overall stock count is still relatively important because those are a very close statistics so far.
Yeah, and we are going to be going into round 5 with Sienna College's Nick playing against St. Peter University's Jazzy G. So we'll once again be right back with you as we switch this up. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you momentarily.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to match 5 of Sienna College versus St. Peter's University. We have Sienna College's Nick playing against St. Peter University's Jazzy G. As a reminder, Sienna College has currently won the overall match. There is no way for St. Peter's to get enough points to make the comeback happen, but we are going to play out this final game because we are keeping track of total stock counts and total game counts for any tiebreaker situations moving forward. So it is good for both these teams to get the opportunity to have all 5 players play. And it's always just great to watch more Smash Brothers, you know?
I mean, I don't think anybody is going to complain about seeing more Smash. And I'm super duper curious to see what we see coming out of Jazzy G at the moment, because if we want to see them make this massive, like, gap closer, we need to see 2-3 stocks.
Yeah.
Which is not it's not an easy task.
It is definitely not an easy task. But Jazzy G, not 3 stocks, but he did get 2 stocks when he played against Crust last week, or 2 weeks ago. So he definitely does seem like a solid player. And 2-3 stocks, not out of the realm of possibility. And even if he just gets 2 stocks, it is a solid amount of stocks and points being swung back in St. Peter University's favor.
Yeah, and this matchup should be interesting. Shulk against Palutena. And
I hate this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Palutena main, so lead the way.
I hate it. If you ask me what do you do against Shulk, the answer is I don't know. He has a really fat sword. He's really fast.
I mean, it's the power of the Monado.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think Palutena wins this matchup because Palutena is a broken character. I'm just bad and salty.
That's reasonable. But I really like Shulk, like, as a character. And I really enjoy his playstyle in Smash. But oh my god, if you're going to slash like that, that's not going to work out for you. Good up.
Shulk, I believe, can air slash out of shield, but it's not as lenient as some other uppies out of shield. You have to space it a little better.
It's not me Gunner.
No, it's definitely not me Gunner. No. Oh my god.
Which is, I'm surprised we've seen more me Sword Fighter than me Gunner in.
I think me Sword Fighter is more popular just because of how well known that really powerful kill confirm is.
That's true.
It's sort of the character that everyone started trying out once it got popular.
Well, once it got unbanned as well. Near the end of Smash 4's life. Oh, good back throw there. He's going to be able to find that first stock.
He was flying.
I mean, Palutena, I definitely agree with you. I think if the Palutena player doesn't know how to space out properly, and this isn't a call out onto you, my friend, even though you hate this matchup,
it's a little bit of a call up.
But I feel like if Palutena spaces it correctly and manages to just find those openings and not overcommit or overextend to certain things, then she's in a really good spot. However,
the regrab getting punished really hard.
Yeah, that was
by that down air.
That was a good read, to be fair. Like, reading that we were going to go for the regrab and not trying to recover it onto the platform was a really, really good read by Nick.
Yeah. Part of the reason I hate this matchup so much is there's a really good Shulk in my area. And one thing he does that Sienna's Nick is not doing a lot of is forward air. Shulk's forward air has like negative landing line. I swear to God, you gain frames. You like go into the future when you hit the ground with that move.
Yeah, you're positive on forward air. Yeah. Is that what you're insinuating?
Landing, like, not even on hit or on shield, just on landing, you gain frames as Shulk. Right. Like I swear to God, that move is just so good.
So on hit and on shield, you're negative, but on landing, you're positive. Oh no, just missing the recovery there. That was so unfortunate.
But like,
going into Buster.
Or like Cluster Monado, and you just like forward air a bunch, it's Palutena just has to respect it.
Yeah, like, I mean, also speed.
Has to let you stand there.
Speed short hop forward airs on Shulk is also horrifying.
Terrifying. It's so scary. I get like PTSD flashbacks.
If people get the rhythm down, especially if Shulk players get the rhythm down of speed and knowing like exactly when to short hop and get like you manage to cancel out quite a lot. That. You really can put in a lot of work just hitting the same buttons over and over again.
Oh yeah. Shulk's definitely a character where even though he has a sword, he wants to play a more aggressive game where he's like aggressively spacing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Versus like defensively spacing. Where you want to be positioning on the tip of your sword because it's so long that if you space it so you're like have your opponent at the tip of your sword, it's almost impossible to punish. But it requires really precise spacing, so it's very difficult.
I think spacing. I don't think it's defensively spacing it. Oh my goodness, the Holy Fire is going to come out though and find that last stock. We were talking about spacing for so long there. We didn't even talk about the importance of Palutena spacing.
Yeah, Palutena spacing is really powerful, and Jazz EG will take that game 2 stocks to 0, earning 2 more points for St. Peter's. And unfortunately, it looks like this might end up being pretty close overall. And just all the blowouts were so like front-loaded for Sienna College.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. But now, I'm interested to see where Shulk takes Palutena.
I definitely don't expect any character switches. I feel like nobody randomly picks up and plays Shulk. I feel like that's got to be a Shulk main, you know? And you don't really play other characters. But in terms of stages, I don't really know what Shulk loves. Palutena is a big fan of Yoshi's Island melee. The close blast zones really help her out, get those really nice early kills, because that's the one thing Palutena doesn't have is a consistent early kill option. Once you're at like 120, 130, anything she does will kill you, but it's hard for her to find those kills before then. And Yoshi's Island really helps mitigate that like one only weakness that she has.
What you're saying is Shulk takes Palutena to Yoshi's Island.
No, actually, I think you should go to Castle Siege. They should do Gentlemen's there.
Castle Siege isn't on. Castle Siege isn't on the stages.
Yeah, they should Gentlemen's there. Yeah.
You know what? I really don't think Castle Siege is the way to go in any case, in any matchup. Maybe if you're online DDD.
Yeah, if you're Pulse, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he made that work.
He did, yeah. Go watch EGF high school matches.
Yeah. That's some.
But no, in all seriousness, I think that Shulk probably likes PS2. He's good at running around. He probably likes most stages. This isn't really a stage-specific matchup. It's more of a game knowledge and like personal ability-specific matchup where both these characters can kind of go in on the other one. And it really comes down to who's better at the end of the day a lot of the time.
Yeah.
With Palutena obviously having an advantage just because she's Palutena and she's not fair. But
You don't think Palutena's fair?
I don't think she's fair. No, I think any character who could be considered top 10, top 15 isn't fair. Like, and Palutena certainly within that range.
Yeah, you know what? We're talking about things being not fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement.
That's why I play her, because you can just turn off your brain and press neutral air, and it's great. I love it.
I mean, it takes some practice getting down those ladder combos.
Oh no. Palutena is a really hard character. I can beam all I want. She's difficult. Every character in this game is difficult.
You need some good spacing.
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2 is going to be the pick. A pretty neutral stage. This is one of the matchups where Pokemon Stadium 2 really is a solid, like, neutral pick. I wouldn't give either character a huge advantage going into it.
You know what, though? We are seeing a character switch to Young Link.
Oh. I would give Young Link the advantage on this stage.
You know, you were saying you were kind of down talking
the character switch. Yeah, I was not expecting it. I really did not think there would be
and his Shulk plays and saying that he probably doesn't play anything else, but maybe this man, maybe he was doing that for fun. Maybe this is just that was a pocket pick, and now he's bringing out the Young Link.
Yeah, you really never know. So far, not looking like the pocket pick, down 30% out the gate. Ooh, and a solid neutral air to carry him off the platform.
Palutena's just broken.
Yeah, Palutena's really bad.
That was a good. Right. Managing to recover that. Good punish coming out from Jazzy G. Good grab. Oh my goodness, that almost connected. The spacing at the moment is really on point. Jazzy G really showing an understanding of Palutena overall. Looking to try and get another grab there. Does get punished for it by the double forward air. I mean, it's not looking great.
No, it is definitely not looking great for Sienna's mid here. But Young Link has potential to be a really explosive character. He can set up some really solid links. But Palutena is not a character really known for, like, getting exploded on. She has a lot of consistent, safe options that make it hard to get those really huge combos on her with.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good DI coming out. Gonna look for the recovery. Isn't gonna get enough vertical momentum for it.
Yeah, he waits too long and he just falls too low.
But he was scared. I mean, Jazzy G was holding that corner, right? Ready to pounce at any second, because me and you both know Palu players are 100% jumping off of that edge and trying to neutral air them.
Oh yeah, neutral air is disgusting. It trades, but you die. Like, Palutena's neutral air really does it all. It edge guards, it combos, it kills, it does your taxes. Like,
it orders your shopping for you. It's really like it's there. It does everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is her best move. I don't think anybody would argue that Palutena's neutral air is not her best.
I feel like there is somebody who would argue it, and that just goes to show that so many of her moves are so good that a move that clearly broken might not be considered her best move by some people. Like, I think that's the more crazy part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it ladders, like, it does some crazy things, but I mean, that up air is also going to put in some work. No, that up air is also pretty good. Palutena is just a good all-round kit. Like, I don't think anybody could say that she doesn't work really well. And when you put in the work like Jazzy G is right now and spacing it out and just playing it really well, you can't even say that it's a broken character, right? Like, I know we're ragging on the character a little bit, but Jazzy's playing this really well.
Oh no, Palutena is one of the top tiers that is most, like, fundamentals based, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a good Palutena player, you're just a good Smash player.
It's a bit like if you're a good Ryu player in Street Fighter, or if it is just how it is, or if you've just got your electrics down in Tekken, like that, it's just fundamentals.
And we see 200% finally going to be when Palutena loses the stock, but a solid lead here. Could be Jazzy G getting another 2-stock for his team.
Okay, down throw into the forward air. Just playing this edge guard now. Going for this. It was spicy.
What a way to end it.
And that is
it. That is the last hit of this match.
Bringing up St. Peter's to 16 points against Sienna College's 20. That is only a 4-point differential. That actually, like we said,
really close.
Coming in, the overall stock differential over the 2 weeks, St. Peter's is still ahead.
Yeah, they are. It's 38 to 35.
Yeah,
so St. Peter's over the 2 weeks, up 3 stocks.
Yeah, which you're feeling good, right? Well, up 3 stocks over Sienna specifically.
Yeah, so they're leading overall, and then second place they're still up 3 stocks.
Yeah.
So in the timeline where Sienna College loses next week and it's 2-1 to 2-1, St. Peter's University probably, or assuming St. Peter's wins next week, right? That's a really possible timeline, and in that case, St. Peter's has the advantage going into it, even without considering the fact that St. Peter's would have won and Sienna would have lost. They'd probably even net more stocks on top of that.
Well, they both won their sets last week, so all this has done is made Sienna first position and St. Peter's second position. And now out of Niagara and Canisius, we would see them, unless there's a massive stock differential from Canisius, we shouldn't see an upset. Unless they would have to get a massive stock differential. Like, I don't think it was mathematically possible, but we will be jumping to a quick break as we switch the teams over, because I'm rambling on a little bit at the moment as I'm trying to do cast and math at 3:30 or at 2:30 in the morning, which obviously is not working out for me. So we will be back very, very shortly. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will be bringing in I believe it's Niagara against Canisius, so that'll be a good match. That is the Battle of the Bridges coming up very shortly.